Hey guys, what is up? Mike here. Thanks for tuning in to another video. In this video, I want to bring more clarity, hopefully more clarity and discussion to the topic of UI designer versus UX designer. Is there a difference? All right, I recently got a good comment on one of my videos and it kind of brought up this subject to me. It was in the video that I posted about the basic requirement for becoming a UX designer was the ability to design interfaces. Okay, and somebody actually made a good post, a good comment that disagreed with the subject. They said, Mike, I respectfully disagree, but you're talking about a UI designer. A UX designer is somebody that can understand users' pain points clearly and design solutions based on those, right? Now, I love this comment and I don't disagree. But I'm here to say, as a whole, there is no difference between a UI designer and a UX designer. What we're talking about are methods and methodologies to determining the best outcome. And whether one method is better than the others, that's very subjective, right? And I'm a big proponent of good UX design best practices, right? I teach that. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be really truthful, it's very subjective in terms of whether one method is better than this method. And I'm going to say this also. There is no difference between a UI designer and a UX designer. Everyone's a UX designer. Everyone that actually does design work is attempting to produce something that is interpreted the best way possible by that user. Everyone is a UX designer if you design stuff. If you're a graphic designer, you're a UX designer. If you are a print designer, you are a UX designer. You could be designing a poster, a billboard, a sign at the airport, right? If you are designing something, the idea of designing something, you're trying to design something for the best possible outcome where that user can interpret that particular sign, interface, what have you, right? So everyone is a UX designer. Everyone is attempting to produce good user experience, whether you're a graphic designer, web designer, blah, 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 right? There is no difference. The only difference is the methods to how you determine the best outcome, right? And as this gentleman pointed out, he believes a designer should identify the pain points and all those things up front, and then go through and produce the screens based on that. I may determine, and I've been guilty of this, I may already have an assumption where I put forth my best guess. It might not be as good as his initially, but through that, I'm listening to feedback and I modify my changes along the way to get to the same place maybe that this gentleman is, right? He uses a different methodology than I do, right? And could there be an argument for one method is better than the other? There possibly. But at the end of the day, everyone is attempting to produce a good user experience. In fact, most of the designs I see on Dribbble or anywhere else, they're 90% there, they're 80% there. User experience is only determined by the interactions, right? The interactions of the user and what they're attempting to do. Could it be improved? Most likely all designs can be improved. So if you are a designer and whatever you want to call yourself, UX designer, UI designer, you're all one of the same. You're all one of the same. That's why I like to call people product design, but it's all in the same bucket. The only other person in this field is a UX researcher. That's someone that does not design. They don't design in Sketch. They don't design in Figma. They don't design in XD. They might do wireframes and things like that, but they don't do the high fidelity mockups. You have a designer, you have a researcher. Researcher does all the gathering of data, listening to customers, finding their problems and what we should be designing here and there. There's just methods. There's different methods and approaches to how you go about designing a product or something. Everyone has different methods, and there are best practices. There are better methods than others. to being more proficient in things like that. So, but at the end of the day, you're a designer. You're a designer. You are a designer. So when I say the basic requirement for someone coming into this industry is to know how to design an interface, that's actually true. If you can't design, sorry, you're no help. You might become a UX researcher, but you're not a designer. You're not a product designer. You're not a UI designer. You're not a UX designer. It's all one and the same. Okay? So there's no difference between UI designer and UX designer. There's just difference in methods and approaches. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this subject. I'm curious to know your thoughts on the subject. You agree with me, disagree with me? Curious, leave me a comment below. I'm happy to discuss with you. I'm always open to discussion. As I said, I love when people disagree with me because it just opens discussion. You know, there's no right and wrong. Just hit me up in comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the videos. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below or visit my site, MLUX Academy, if you want to learn more about what I do and what I teach in terms of UX design. Use that contact link on my website. Ask me any questions if you want to shoot me a personal question, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.